intended.
Well, I hope so, actually. You know, so it's always, you know, when you're in this job, there is a lot of people who have a lot of strong opinions about how the game should be played.
Of course.
And that's going to happen with anything that's very popular. And I stopped fighting that a long time ago, right? I stopped worrying about it. So in our custom games feature, we're actually playing on System Link right now, and the System Link custom games and the actual custom games and the LAN or local games, all of that's the same. So all the settings that you can tweak and tune are available to you. It works the exact same way. And one of my favorite edits that we did for Black Ops 2 multiplayer is you can actually change the pick 10 system. You can say you can say, we don't think it should be pick 10, we think it should be pick 3. Or we think it should be pick 17. So you can actually rewrite the rules of what classes people can even create in the first place. You can ban any content from your match. So say you don't think shock charges belong in your custom game, you can say that's restricted. And then there's all sorts of modifications to the scoring rules. So in something like free-for-all, you could say headshots are going to be worth a lot more to your score or your points than, say, a regular kill. So there's a lot of options for players to kind of invest in their custom game and their custom classes for those games.
I think actually right now we're kind of seeing a good example of how score streaks really can build up for someone. Like this guy's getting a ton of UAV assists.
Yes, so plus 10 every time someone gets a kill while his UAV is active. And the hope there, of course, is you're helping your team win, so you should be rewarded for that. And also, the guys on the other team ought to be thinking about taking down that UAV as fast as possible so that this guy doesn't get on a good tear.
I'd also like to point out this guy's amazing with a shotgun, by the way. He is really tearing it up. He's like 4 for 4. Like I've not seen him miss once yet. This is the type of person that I hate playing against. I'm notoriously terrible with the shotgun, but he's waiting.
Yeah, let me give you the kind of big picture overview of this map that we're watching called Overflow. I think this is going to be a super competitive
we
map.
can see this, but they can't.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
We're watching in a podcast mode, but everyone else is seeing from IGN live streams perspective, who is doing really, really well.
Yeah, he's, let's see, how is he doing? He's, we'll look at the scoreboard. So he's
okay, 6 and 4.
6 and 4 with the 1.5 KD.
He's not doing amazingly, but
this map's a small to medium-sized map, so a shotgun's a pretty big challenge. There's still some long lanes on this map like this one here, where if someone came around that corner, he's going to get dropped with an SMG or assault rifle user for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
switch to the Scorpion Evo, which is a really good call. It's a very high rate of fire weapon right here.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is the type of gun that I use when I know it's going to get really, really tight.
Yeah.
Because like I don't even aim. A lot of times I hip fire with that one, you know.
Yeah. Well, take the laser sight to increase that aim. There's all sorts of guns now. Scar H, customized Scar H. So that's the EOTech Zombie Stomper reticle right there that IGN Livestream has. This is pretty funny. It turns out that the folks at EOTech are as big a fans of Call of Duty as we are of them. So they let us use that reticle inside the game.
Really? That's like an official...
Yeah, no, straight up. They actually have a reticle called Zombie Stopper, excuse me. And you can actually buy a EOTech scope for your gun that looks just like that. And they came to the studio and we met with them and they let us use that in the game. They were glad to do it, and we were glad to put it in. It was pretty cool. That's one of the special ones that you get after you've unlocked the base.
So if you guys want to hit us up on Twitter again, it's at IGN with the hashtag BlackOps2. Just like Zavalti on Twitter's did. He said, he's asking you, Dave, can you talk about why you decided to bring back the Blackbird dogs and Chopper Gunner?
Yeah, I mean, the Orbital VSAT, which was the Blackbird in Black Ops, but now the Orbital VSAT, you know, it's just a really popular score streak. It's very much in the high end of the band. It really helps your team win, and it cannot be countered except by counter like an EMP. So you can't shoot it down, right? It's a VSAT. Oh, IGN Livestream is bursting his Hellstorm right there. Let's see how well he does with it. Okay, so his mistake was that he burst it way too soon. I would have brought that down a lot faster before hitting that burst.
So the Hellstorm starts off at 1, breaks into like...
It's an option. You can actually just straight fly it up someone's backside, or if you can get it positioned over a range of guys, you can burst it and then take out more guys with it. So, you know, it's a player interactivity on score streaks is a really big part of what we're trying to do. So the dogs, fan favorite. Orbital VSAT, formerly the Blackbird, fan favorite. Just fan favorite score streaks, and who said they don't use dogs in 2025? Really?
I mean, they're man's best friend. They'll always be here. Although I will say that you have other options of little things that you can call in to fight for you too. Like I know that you guys have the drones in this game aren't just in the air; they're on the ground as well.
Yeah, the AGR is a particularly mean score streak. Now, I really like the AGR because it can be either player controlled or AI controlled. So, it was one of these changes that we made to the system where when you take the dropper marker, right, and you throw it out into the world, helicopter comes in, you've seen that mechanic before, it drops the crate, but you don't have to go interact with the crate. The crate will actually just explode, the AGR powers on, it comes to life, and at that point, it'll go out and just hunt. Just go out and do work for you and wreck non-stop. Or you can actually press and hold X and take it over. Now you can drive it around yourself, you can shoot its guns, you can fire its rockets. And it's just player choice. Why have two when you can have one and then give you the choice, right? It just made sense to us.
The AGR is interesting too because, I think a lot of people in the old games when you had hard kill streaks that you wanted to deal with, you were like, well, this is why I have a rocket class. This is why the AGR, I feel like you don't take rockets, you take EMP grenades for that thing.
Absolutely. I think EMP grenades are the little savior that no one knows about yet, and they're going to make a big difference in this game because they're the best way to deal with electronics of any type.
So yeah, the AGR, hopefully we'll get to see one of those at one point. I know that those are, I will say that even in the hours of multiplayer that I played, I was only ever able to quite achieve those, very rarely. They're not super common for me anyways.
Yeah, the score streaks go up to 1900 score. That is nothing to shake a leg at. These high-end rewards are high-end for a reason. They're very lethal. They require specialized classes to counter. They're not easy to obtain by any means. They're relatively rare, although, of course, when the game comes out and everyone's posting YouTube videos, I'm sure it'll seem like they're a dime a dozen. But you won't see them too often unless you're really up against some strong players.
So, Svalty, for asking your question on Twitter, you get a PS3 copy of the game.
Nicely done.
So we still have 4 of both platforms to give away. Hunter Killer, by the way, this one. So I often see people, as soon as they get it, they look up, they throw it, and it goes out and it hunts. That's what it does. It's in the name. But I think what he's doing is exactly how I like to use it. I like to use it like a javelin almost, and throw it directly at the person that I want to kill.
Yeah, this is a crazy way to use the Hunter Killer drone, to be honest with you. But I actually also like to put it up and go ahead and let it do its thing. And when you're running around in a Call of Duty game, any Call of Duty game, and especially Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and you don't have your gun up, you're going to get shot.
Sure.
So it's a pretty dangerous tactic. But it's pretty satisfying if you can throw that and watch it go right at somebody. It'll target anybody in your line of sight.
And for replays, which I know that you guys have done with, you had the theater system in previous games, but in this one, I know that one of the things that people might not know about the theater system is that you've changed the way that the camera can be tied to things. So now, you can tie the camera when you're doing your replays and hooking it up to like something as specific as like the tip of an RPG, and you can kind of follow the RPG as it goes.
Yeah, any kind of missile in the game, you can actually tie it to. So it's called a